Hi everyone, welcome back to ELS, English Listening and Shadowing. I'm Jess.
And I'm Ray, and I need to start today with a confession.
Oh, here we go. What happened this time?
So, last week I was in a video call with my whole team, 10 people, including my manager.
Okay, sounds normal so far.
The meeting was a little boring, honestly, so I turned off my camera, thinking I had also turned off my microphone.
I already know where this is going.
I had not turned off my microphone.
Ray.
For about 3 minutes, I was talking to my cat, out loud in a very embarrassing voice,
In front of your manager?
in front of my manager and 9 coworkers.
Well, what did you say to the cat exactly?
I don't want to talk about it. Let's just say it involved a nickname I am not proud of.
I'm sorry, but that is exactly why today's topic feels so perfect.
Yes, today we're talking about office and workplace life, meetings, coworkers, deadlines, and yes, the very real dangers of the mute button.
Whether you're a student preparing for your first internship, an employee navigating office culture, or a professional working remotely, this episode is for you.
We'll cover the vocabulary you actually hear at work, in meetings and emails, and in casual conversations with coworkers.
So get ready to shadow with us. Repeat the words and sentences out loud. That's how this really works.
And please always check your mute button.
Let's get into it. Okay, let's start with the basics. What does a typical workplace actually look like these days?
It really depends. Some people work in an office, some work remotely, meaning from home, and some have a hybrid schedule, which means part of the week in the office and part of the week at home.
Hybrid is very common now. I go into the office 3 days a week and work from home the other 2.
And even inside an office, the setup can be different. Some companies have an open plan office where everyone sits together in one big space, no walls.
And others still use cubicles, small, separate workspaces with low walls, giving a bit of privacy.
I actually miss cubicles a little. Open plan offices are great for teamwork, but terrible when you're trying to concentrate.
So true. Now, let's talk about the people. Who do you usually deal with at work?
Your colleagues or coworkers, the people you work with directly.
And above them, usually a manager or supervisor, the person responsible for your team and your performance.
And sometimes there's someone even higher, an executive or a member of upper management who makes bigger decisions for the whole company.
Right. And when you first join a company, you usually have an onboarding period, getting introduced to your role, your team, and how things work.
We actually talked about onboarding in our job hunting episode, if anyone wants to check that one out too.
Good callback. Okay, let's talk about the most common part of office life, meetings.
Oh, meetings. So many meetings.
There's the team meeting, where the whole team discusses ongoing projects. There's a one-on-one, which is a private meeting between you and your manager.
And there's the dreaded meeting that could have been an email.
Every office has at least one of those a week.
At least one. And in meetings, you often hear the phrase, let's circle back, meaning let's return to this topic later.
Or let's take this offline, meaning let's discuss this separately, not during the meeting.
Very useful phrases. Very corporate.
Extremely corporate. Now let's talk about work itself. What are some common things people say about their workload?
Workload, meaning the amount of work you have. My workload has been really heavy this week.
And when you have too much work, you might have to work overtime, working extra hours beyond your normal schedule.
Sometimes paid, sometimes not so paid.
Depends on the company. And a deadline, the date or time by which something must be finished.
I have a deadline on Friday is something you'll hear constantly in almost any office.
Constantly. And when you're doing several tasks at the same time, that's called multitasking.
Though honestly, a lot of research says multitasking isn't as effective as we think.
True, but it's still a word you'll hear in almost every job interview and performance review.
Speaking of breaks from all this work, let's talk about the more social side of office life.
Yes, every office has water cooler talk, casual, friendly conversation with coworkers on non-work topics, weekend plans, weather, TV shows.
Named after the watercolor machine where people used to gather and chat.
Exactly. And a lot of offices also do team building, activities designed to help coworkers bond and work better together.
Some team building is great. Some team building is an escape room nobody asked for.
So specific.
I have stories for another episode.
Noted. And of course, there's the lunch break, the time in the middle of the day when you stop working to eat.
A very sacred part of the day.
Extremely sacred. Now, let's talk about something a little trickier, office politics.
Office politics, the unofficial relationships, opinions, and small conflicts that happen in a workplace, often behind the scenes.
It's not always negative, but it does require a certain amount of social awareness.
Definitely. Reading the room is a useful skill in any office.
Reading the room, noticing the mood or feelings of the people around you before you speak or act.
Something I clearly did not do with my cat.
We're never letting that go, by the way.
I accepted that a while ago.
Let's talk about email too, since so much office communication happens there.
Oh, email etiquette. So important.
There's CC, which means carbon copy, adding someone to an email so they can see it without necessarily replying.
And reply all, replying to everyone included in the email, not just the sender.
And reply all disasters are extremely common, sending something private to the entire company by accident.
I've seen it happen. It is never boring.
Never. And when you're away from work, vacation, sick day, or a business trip, you usually set up an out-of-office reply, an automatic email response.
I am currently out of office and will respond when I return. A classic sentence.
Absolute classic. Last topic, work-life balance.
Work-life balance, having a healthy amount of time and energy for both your job and your personal life.
It's something a lot of people talk about, especially with remote work blurring the lines between office hours and home life.
Very true. When your laptop is always right there, it's easy to keep checking emails even after work hours.
Setting boundaries really matters, deciding clearly when work stops and personal time begins.
Definitely something worth practicing in any language.
Okay, let's slow down for our word tour. Ray, ready to shadow with me?
Ready? Let's go.
First word, colleague or coworker, a person you work with. My colleague helped me finish the report on time.
I get along really well with my coworkers.
Next, deadline, the date or time by which something must be completed. The deadline for this project is next Monday.
I'm trying to finish this before the deadline.
Next, workload, the amount of work someone has to do. My workload has been really heavy this month.
I need to manage my workload better.
Next, overtime, extra hours worked beyond the normal schedule. I worked overtime to finish the presentation.
I try to avoid overtime whenever possible.
Next, water cooler talk, casual, friendly conversation with coworkers about non-work topics. We had some water cooler talk before the meeting started.
I love a little water cooler talk in the morning.
Next, reading the room, noticing the mood or feelings of the people around you. He really needs to work on reading the room.
I try to read the room before I make a joke in meetings.
Next, CC or carbon copy, adding someone to an email so they can see it. Don't forget to CC your manager on this email.
I always CC my team on important updates.
Next, reply all, replying to everyone included in an email. Be careful with reply all. Check who's actually included.
I always double-check before I hit reply all.
Next, out of office, an automatic email reply used when you're away from work. I set up my out of office before my vacation.
My out-of-office message is on until Friday.
Next, team building, activities designed to help coworkers bond and collaborate better. We have a team building event planned for next week.
Our last team building activity was surprisingly fun.
Next, office politics, the unofficial relationships and small conflicts in a workplace. I try to stay out of office politics.
Every workplace has some office politics, honestly.
And last, work-life balance, having a healthy amount of time for both work and personal life. I've been working on improving my work-life balance.
Work-life balance is something I take seriously now.
So, today's words, colleague, deadline, workload, overtime, water cooler talk, reading the room, CC, reply all, out of office, team building, office politics, and work-life balance.
All extremely useful, and none of them involve accidentally talking to your cat on a work call.
We really are never letting that go.
I've made peace with it.
Before we finish, let's share a few practical tips for navigating office life in English.
Tip 1. Learn a few small talk phrases for the water cooler. How was your weekend? Or any plans for the holidays? Go a long way.
Simple but effective. Tip 2. Always double-check your mute button and camera before speaking.
Very personal recommendation.
We had to include it. Tip 3, when writing emails, keep them short and clear. Nobody wants to read a novel in their inbox.
Very true. Tip 4, practice common meeting phrases like let's circle back or let's take this offline. They'll make you sound more confident.
And tip 5, protect your work-life balance. It's okay to log off.
Very important and often forgotten.
So here's our question for you today. What's one English phrase you wish you knew for your workplace?
Or tell us, has anything embarrassing ever happened to you during a work call or a meeting?
Tell us in the comments. In English, even one sentence is great practice.
One phrase I wish I knew for work is, try finishing that sentence.
And if you have a mute button story like Ray's, we want to hear it.
There are more of us out there than you think.
Definitely more than we think. If this episode helped you, please like this video, subscribe to ELS, and share it with a coworker who needs a little English practice.
Or a friend who has also forgotten to check their mute button.
This was ELS, English Listening and Shadowing, with Jess and Ray.
Check your workload.
Watch your deadlines.
And whatever you do,
Check your mute button.
check your mute button. See you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone, and have a great day at work.